What if the miracle you've been praying for is blocked? Not by God's silence, not by some twist of fate, but by the wiring of your own brain? For years we've been taught that faith is a virtue, a spiritual muscle, and it is. But what if faith is also a profound biological mechanism? A switch built right into your neurocircuitry? And what if doubt is the literal, verifiable short circuit that shuts down your access to the miraculous? Today we're tearing down the wall between science and spirituality. We're going to expose the NeuroFaith Framework, a hidden science proving that the way you think about your problem is the very thing preventing its solution. Prepare to see your faith and your future in an entirely new light. You've prayed the prayers, you've read the books, you've declared the promises, yet you feel stuck. You're believing for a breakthrough in your health, your finances, your relationships, and still, nothing changes. You feel that persistent gnawing gap between what you say you believe and what you actually expect to happen. This is the struggle of the honest believer. You are pouring energy into a belief system, but you're getting no power output. Why does it feel like the connection is severed? Here's the hidden physiological truth. Your brain is designed to seek consistency, and when you pray with faith in your mouth but with fear in your heart, your brain interprets this inconsistency as a profound threat. The amygdala, the brain's ancient fear center, fires a warning signal. It instantly floods your system with cortisol, the potent stress hormone. This rush of stress, this pervasive doubt, literally drains your mental energy. It pulls vital resources and blood flow away from the prefrontal cortex, the precise area responsible for logical planning, for seeing possibilities, and for holding a consistent, positive vision of your desired outcome. In short, doubt doesn't just feel bad. It physiologically shuts down the part of your brain required to sustain high-level belief and creative problem-solving. It's an internal act of sabotage. The ancient wisdom knew this. James 1:7-8 warns, "The double-minded man is unstable in all his ways." Science proves this is not just a spiritual instability, but a powerful neurological one. You cannot simultaneously expect a miracle and fear a failure. The dual contradictory thought pattern causes a circuit breaker to trip. Doubt is the neutralizer. So how does true faith, undiluted, expectant faith, work inside the machine of your mind? Faith fires the brain. Doubt drains it. Faith is the positive voltage. Doubt is the system ground. When you consciously choose to believe, when you focus your mental energy on a positive outcome with true conviction, you activate your brain's most powerful, modern machinery. This is not pseudoscience. This is neuroscience put to spiritual work. First, you activate the prefrontal cortex, PFC. This is the CEO of your brain. The PFC allows you to hold a picture of a future reality that doesn't yet exist. It gives you the power to visualize your health restored, your debt erased, your relationships healed. This visualization is not simply wishful thinking. It is the deliberate construction of the neural blueprint for your future. You are telling your brain, this is the reality we are moving toward. Second, your conviction activates the brain's reward system, specifically the nucleus accumbens, releasing powerful neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. This creates a positive feedback loop. When you deeply expect a good thing, you feel good now. This isn't just happiness. It's the chemistry of expectation. It proves your brain is already leaning toward the miracle. It makes the pursuit of your desired outcome pleasurable. Third, and perhaps most crucially for manifestation, faith engages the Reticular Activating System, RAS. The RAS is the brain's ultimate filter. It processes and filters out billions of pieces of unnecessary information every second, only highlighting what your subconscious has deemed important. When your faith declares, "I am healed," or "My finances are flourishing," the RAS instantly begins scanning your environment, the world, the Bible, your memories, your network, for everything that supports and validates that belief. It starts showing you the resources, the opportune meetings, the path forward that you were completely blind to moments before. You don't see the world as it is. You see the world as your dominant expectation is. Doubt, conversely, is simply negative expectation given permission. It floods the brain with cortisol, hijacking the PFC and forcing the RAS to scan exclusively for danger, lack, and failure. It convinces you that the problem is bigger than your power. It holds you captive in a fear loop, ensuring you cannot perceive the very solutions that would lead to your breakthrough. The science is stunningly clear. Visualization, meditative prayer, and affirmative declaration are not just spiritual disciplines. They are neural pathway builders. They literally forge new, robust connections, creating a high-speed highway of certainty and belief where there was once only a fearful, broken, disconnected trail. Your consistent, unwavering conviction is the electrical current that powers the entire switch. This is where the ancient wisdom of Scripture aligns perfectly with modern neuroscience, revealing a truly integrated system. The Bible didn't just tell us to have faith. It told us why faith is the essential, non-negotiable mechanism for receiving divine power. The most potent synthesis is found in the simple yet profound words of Jesus. According to your faith, be it unto you. He was not saying, I will only give you what you deserve. He was saying, divine power can only operate through the channel you have established. The size of the miracle wasn't limited by the divine power. It was limited by the capacity for expectation, the stability of the neural pathway in the heart of the receiver. Think of the woman with the issue of blood. She didn't ask Jesus for a formal healing ceremony. She simply declared, if I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole. Her conviction was so absolute, her neural blueprint so clearly defined in her mind, that the moment her hand reached out, the power was released. Her faith, her focused, non-double-minded expectation, acted as the perfect, non-resistant receiver for the transmission of divine energy. She was healed because her mind had prepared for it. Contrast this with the story of Jesus in his own hometown. The Bible records that he could do no mighty work there because of their unbelief. Notice the crucial phrasing, he could not. It was not that he would not. Their collective doubt, their shared negative expectation rooted in their amygdalas, filtering through their communal RAS, created a spiritual and energetic barrier that the divine power could not penetrate. Their lack of conviction short-circuited the very field of potential. The power was present, but the receiving mechanism was disabled. The Bible is the owner's manual for your mind. When it commands you to walk by faith, not by sight, it is instructing you to activate your prefrontal cortex, to look at the blueprint of a better future, rather than being paralyzed by the limiting reality of a broken present. When it tells you to take every thought captive, it is urging you to stop the amygdala's fear loop from hijacking your system and draining your potential. Science explains the how your brain processes belief. Scripture explains the why God built your mind to work this way. So how do we stop the short circuit? How do we literally rewire our brains for faith? This is the application phase, the spiritual neuroplasticity in action. It takes conscious, consistent effort. We must deliberately train the neural pathways that lead to expectancy. The gratitude practice. The state shifters start your day by listing not what you want, but what you have. Gratitude is the most rapid and effective way to shift your brain from a state of lack, fear, doubt, to a state of abundance, faith, peace. It forces your brain to acknowledge present miracles, training your RAS to look for more good things. Do this for 60 seconds every morning. Gratitude is the anti-cortisol. Meditative repetition. The groove builder. Identify one core scripture or affirmation that defines your desired reality. For instance, my God shall supply all my need, or I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Repeat this in a meditative, focused state, not as a desperate plea, but as an absolute settled fact. This repetition builds a new, strong neural groove, physically silencing the old fearful one. You are literally installing the code of certainty into your operating system. The power of focused visualization. The blueprint activator. Spend 5 minutes a day seeing the miracle as done. Don't see yourself praying for healing. See yourself healthy, vibrant, and active. Don't see yourself struggling with debt. See the notification of the transfer, the zero balance, the peace. Engage all your senses. This isn't pretending. This is building the PFC blueprint so powerfully and so consistently that your subconscious accepts it as the new, inevitable reality. I know a man who was fighting a long, painful battle for his business. Every morning, he drove to his empty office with crippling debt on his mind. The doubt was paralyzing. Then he decided to stop looking at the ledger. He started sitting in his office and, with eyes closed, saw himself signing a major contract, feeling the weight lift, hearing the team cheer. He did this for 90 days, rewiring his brain's expectation. Exactly 105 days after he started, the very contract he had been visualizing, down to the names, came through. His faith hadn't created the contract, but his certainty had created the channel for the miracle to manifest. We have spent too long separating the spiritual from the scientific. Now you know the undeniable truth. Faith doesn't ignore science, it completes it. The God who created the galaxies also created your neuroplastic brain and wired it with an incredible capacity for belief. He designed your mind to be an active participant in receiving the divine flow. Doubt is not a spiritual failing. It is a neurological blocker that you have the power, the biological means to dismantle. Your miracle isn't waiting on the other side of your effort. It's waiting on the other side of your certainty. Stop praying with a double mind. Start firing your faith. Activate your expectation. Build the neural highway. Because the moment your doubt short-circuits, your access to divine power is restored. God wired your brain to believe before you see. If this revelation helped you see faith in a new light, share it. Subscribe if you want to master the laws of mental and spiritual power, because someone's breakthrough, someone's miracle, may depend on seeing their own mind for what it truly is, the most powerful receiver for the abundance of God.